Good afternoon. Welcome to the New York State Public Campaign Finance Board Commissioners Meeting. I'm Barbara Lifton, Chair. Joining me today are Vice Chair Brian Cole, Commissioner Keisha Gaskins-Nathan, Commissioner Esma Bagnola, Commissioner Anthony Casal, and Commissioner Peter Kuczynski. Here with me in Ithaca is Enforcement Counsel Brian Connor, and perhaps the staff in Albany would go around and introduce themselves, starting maybe with Cheryl Kauser.
Cheryl Kauser, Co-Director.
Kate Orsino, Deputy Director.
Aaron Suggs, Counsel.
Jennifer Wilson, Deputy Director of Public Information.
Kathleen McGrath, Director of Public Information.
Bill McCann, Counsel.
Carl Zielman, Co-Director, PCFB.
Bob Eccles, Deputy Director. Raymond Riley, Co-Executive Director, State Board of Elections.
Kristen Zabrowski-Stavisky, Co-Executive Director, State Board of Elections.
Thank you all very much, and welcome to the meeting. I want to start by thanking the Tompkins County Board of Elections here in Ithaca that's welcomed us under their roof to conduct this meeting, to have me conduct the meeting from Ithaca today. Today, the Public Campaign Finance Board will be authorizing the second payments of public matching funds for the 2024 primary election for the offices of State Senate and State Assembly. Payments will be made to participating candidates who have met program eligibility requirements. For a general overview, Resolution 2024-04 would authorize more than $2.3 million to be paid to 50 participating candidates, 6 payments to State Senate candidates, and 44 payments to State Assembly candidates. Resolution 2024-05 will authorize the co-directors of the program to make certain public fund payments. I now want to turn this over to our co-directors, Carl Zielman and Cheryl Kauser, to provide an overview of each of these two resolutions.
Thank you, Commissioners. Would like to delve into Resolution 24-04. Again, that would authorize public matching funds to be paid to eligible participating candidates related to the June 25th, 2024 primary election for the offices of State Senate and State Assembly. A total of 50 committees will be receiving funding with this authorization at a total of $2,323,631.29 as recommended to be authorized by the board. The breakdown is as such: a total of $305,912.30 would be paid out to 6 participating candidates for the office of State Senate. A total of $2,718.99 would be paid out to 44 participating candidates for the offices of State Assembly. All of the committees on the Commissioner's May 22nd Public Fund Report have met the eligibility requirements for the program to date and have been verified by program staff. With that, I would like to turn it over to Co-Director Cheryl Kauser.
Thank you. Resolution 2405 would authorize the co-directors of the New York State Public Campaign Finance Board to authorize future public matching fund payments with notification requirements to the board. This resolution would provide committees with additional time to provide the board with supporting documentation, provide staff with additional time to audit financial data, and provide the board with flexibility in scheduling future meetings. I'd like to turn it back to the chair.
Thank you very much to both of you. Are there any questions or discussions about the two resolutions? Hearing none, is there a motion to adopt Resolution 2024-04? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Brian Cole. A second on this resolution?
Second.
Sorry, didn't hear. Who is that? Keisha?
Yes.
Mr. Gaskins-Nathan? Great. Thank you. May I get votes in favor of this resolution? How many ayes? Ayes.
Aye.
Any votes in opposition? No opposing votes. So the resolution passes 6-0. Thank you very much. On the second motion, is there a motion to adopt Resolution 24-05? Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Sorry, I'm not catching that.
I'll move it.
Peter Kaczynski. Thank you, Commissioner Kaczynski.
Second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Anthony Casal. Thank you, Commissioner Casal. Those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any in opposition? Any nays? Thank you. This resolution is passed. The resolution is passed unanimously. Again, a 6-0 vote. Thank you all very much. The next meeting of the New York State Public Campaign Finance Board.
Madam Chair,
Oh.
Madam Chair.
Oh, yes,
Before
Commissioner Casal.
Before we leave the public meeting, I think the staff should very briefly explain, so the public understands this little kerfuffle the last day or so about mail checks versus direct deposit, and clarify it. I think we know the answer, but I think the public needs to know the answer as well.
I think that's a great idea, Commissioner Casal. Thank you. And so who is that? Which co-director wants to do that? Or, yeah, who wants to do that explanation?
Share the.
Okay, we'll tackle it together. Just to give the public a little bit of background, and we have gone over the process over the last couple of years, and we detailed the board's interaction with the statewide financial system. But generally speaking, the New York State Public Campaign Finance Program issued a program calendar with the primary election and general election public fund issuance dates. This was done back in February. The 4 issuance dates ahead of this primary are on the calendar listed as May 13th, May 29th, June 10th, and June 18th. On May 13th, the Public Campaign Finance staff sent a bulk transfer file to issue public funds to committees via the statewide financial system. By law, the Office of the State Comptroller is afforded 5 days to audit and review the public funds being paid out. OSC issued those payments within 2 days on May 15th. On May 29th, June 10th, and June 18th, we will be conducting the same process of issuing pre-primary issuance of funds through the statewide financial system. So that's our process, but how are committees paid? Committee treasurers are required to provide the Public Campaign Finance Board with a W-9 so that we could set up a shell of an account in SFS for the committee to be paid. Once the initial committee is set up, SFS sends the email to the treasurer because the treasurer has to go in and finish setting up their account. They have to make decisions on the payment type, such as direct deposit or paper check. Only the committee has its bank information and routing number. The Public Campaign Finance Board does not maintain this information, does not select the payment method for any committee. The Public Campaign Finance Board, though, and through our program and our mandatory training, we advise committees to set up the electronic fund transfer option, direct deposit. We do not recommend the check option. The check option is the default option if they do not select direct deposit.
So Co-Director Kauser, your point is that many treasurers, candidates and treasurers did not check the box, whatever it is, for direct deposit. And so they defaulted to a paper check, which is what many of these campaigns received.
So what we will do is that we are sending an email out to all candidates and all treasurers of the program, just reiterating the treasurer's responsibilities to go into the statewide financial system and recommend that they select the direct deposit option. So we will send that out with a link, not only to the SFS help desk number, but a program aid guide that they have on how to do so. That's not a function they do with us, but we will give them, again, the tools on how to guide them to make that option. Direct deposit is the quickest and fastest and most efficient way to get the public matching funds.
And am I correct that you've checked with the campaigns and everyone who was issued a paper check has received their check?
Oh, so we have not reached out to all of the committees that were issued checks to make sure that they are in receipt of them. We do have the data on when everything was issued, both the direct deposit and the paper checks were cut and mailed through the Office of State Comptroller. We have not received any phone call from any of the committees that they have not received their check.
Okay, I guess it was more that you hadn't received any concerns. Okay. Great. Well, thank you. Commissioner Casal, do you think that's an adequate explanation?
That's more than sufficient. And
Okay,
my understanding is that a campaign that has not yet opted for direct deposit can still do so, correct? So obviously there were several errors. There were several errors in that newspaper article that we all read, obviously. Thank you.
thank you. Anyone
Several
else?
committees have set up direct deposit.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Any questions or discussion? Okay, great. The next meeting of this board is to be determined. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Mr. Casal, thank you. A second?
I'll second.
Mr. Kaczynski, thank you very much.